Good morning. Good morning, good people. Today is Tuesday, March 11th, 2025. Here we are at Department of Career Services, where our goal is to help our students and others on their journey through this life. My name is Edward Bevilacqua, and again, we're here to help our students and interested people on their journey through this life. We do it a few different ways. One is obviously the podcast. The purpose of the podcast is to help build good habits, to help build better habits. How about that? So there's the creating the routine of watching it. Ideally, 6 o'clock in the morning is a good time as you're getting ready for the day. 6 is a good time, gets you up. But if you're on the East Coast, like Wat Not a Bevy, it's 9 o'clock. If you're in Maui, like Cricket, it is 3 o'clock. So that's a little bit early. But anyway, there is creating a routine of watching it. Just having a routine, having a thing to do every day is good. It's important. But then there's the repetition, building better habits. Because what is a habit? A habit is unconscious behavior. It's a thing you do, a different part of your brain, different voice in your head gets you to do these things that are routines. So you can consciously be doing something else. You can be doing A while unconsciously you're doing B, C, or D. So watching the podcast, participating is an important thing. But the most important thing is the worksheet down below. That's where the magic is. That's where the 4-part transformation progress, the 4-part transformation process is contained. So, and what are the 4 parts? The physical, the mental, emotional, and spiritual. So I would say to you, if every day you got up and said, today I'm going to be better physically, better mentally, better emotionally, and better spiritually. If that was those were the, what was guiding you. Those were what was guiding you. Those were the goads poking you to move in that direction. If every day you said, today I'm going to be better physically, I'm going to be better mentally, I'm going to be better emotionally, and I'm going to be better spiritually, it will work. Good morning, Wat Not a Bevy. Buenos dias, I'm at work, only have a few minutes. Well, glad you're there. Had a good conversation with Cricket last night. And so good, glad you're there. Roxana's moving to Costa Rica. No, not yet. Cricket. They've got their tickets. They're going to be gone for 3 months. Good. Anxious to learn more. But our purpose is we're here today. We have a big show. Today is day 2 in week 3 of our neuroscience-oriented approach to success. 2021 version edition. Got to update that. Good morning, Maticus von Atticus. So today is day 2, week 3. This is yesterday. It was join, tribe, nudge forward. This is how do we get power? Power is simply getting other people to do what we want. Take the value judgments out of it. It's not negative. It's not positive. It's like a hammer. A hammer can be used to make things, and a hammer can be used to break things. You need to be trained how to use a hammer to make things. But if you go into a kindergarten class, you give them a bunch of hammers and nails and say, I'll be back in 15 minutes, you know there's going to be crying and pain and blood. But a hammer in itself is value neutral. It can be used to make things, break things. It could be something for good or bad. Power is the same. Power is just getting other people to do what you want. There's the negative side, like coercion, intimidation, etc. And there's the positive side, like motivation. So this week we're learning about how to get other people to do what you want for the good. And yesterday we started with David Logan talking about the 5 different tribal stages and how you nudge to the next stage. And the concluding thing, you want to have power, join a tribe, nudge it forward. Join a tribe, nudge it forward. Later in the week, we're going to learn about forming your own tribe. But right now, join tribe, nudge forward. Boom, join tribe, nudge forward. And let's see. So today we're going to learn how do you nudge it forward. We're going to learn from Seth Godin how to do that. But before we get to that, gotta go. Before we get to that, let's go to our worksheet for some of the key things. Advice from an 80-year-old. Avoid sarcastic remarks. Yeah, sarcasm is very tricky because often it's just a humorous way of insulting people or criticizing them. Avoid them. Be sincere. Be compassionate. Treat other people as you would want them to treat you. All right, so avoid sarcastic remarks. What is Seth Godin talking about today? Let's do what Seth's thing. Birthing tech. No one knows the name of the maternity nurse who helped with the delivery of Marie Curie or Esperanza Spalding. You might grow up to be a genius, but the team that helped your mom give birth don't have to be geniuses. They simply have to be pretty good at their craft. The same is becoming ever more true when it comes to the way tech is changing our lives. The folks running those companies, the folks running these companies are not marketing geniuses. In fact, most of them aren't even good at it. The same goes for their management style or strategic insight. What's required is someone who is committed enough to the possibility that tech offers to show up and persist and then get out of the way. Kevin Kelly helped us understand that tech is best understood as a new sort of species, one that symbiotically uses us to advance its goals. We shouldn't mistake the midwife for the end result. Okay, that's a deep one. It'll take some thought. More than we have today. More than we have today. Matt, tomorrow we have a mission in Vegas. I have a mission in Vegas that I think you're going to enjoy. We will leave at about 9:30. And we're going to need you to take 1 or 2 guys from STAR. This could be for equipping, providing some equipment, some important equipment for the stone ballers or the ball stoners. I can't talk about it on this podcast. More information will follow. Let's see. What else we got in our hit parade? Okay. Any other red letter stuff? Yes, the TED Talk is red letter. Yeah, of course. Daily Stoic, red letter. Gladiator, talking about the best revenge, talking about Marcus Aurelius. The best revenge is to not be like the person who harmed you. Don't play tit for tat. In years past, I would say tit for tat was a great way to move forward in life. Tit for tat. Just whatever you do to me, I will do to you. But now I've kind of understood a little bit more about that. And tit for tat is not the best way to go. Much better to do the Jordan Peterson. Where is it? Jordan Peterson, I will do good. Yes, which is in the worksheet down below. Good. All righty then. So that looks like it's all the red letter we've got for today. So let's talk about Seth Godin and the 4 steps to leadership. The 4 steps to leadership. So if we start with the David Logan, join tribe, nudge forward. So you've joined a tribe. You're part of the Knights of Columbus or the garbage pickup committee crew out there. So all organisms want to thrive and survive, want to survive and thrive. And you could say a group of people is like an organism. It's a collective, it's a tribe. So tribes want to survive and thrive. So you join the garbage collection group with Frank. And you're going to go out and help clean up where the orphans and widows are up out on the hill or wherever their campsites are. You're going to go do that. So you joined a tribe. Now you need to nudge it forward. So first you got to learn a little bit about the tribe, what's good, what's bad. You ask other people, what can we do to make this better? What can we do to make it easier to achieve our goals? So that's step one. Well, step 0 is find out what's going on with the tribe. What's good, what's bad? What do you need to do? What can you do to help? Stage 2, find something to change. Because if you can't find anything to change, you're not going to be able to nudge it forward, right? You're not going to be able to step in and say, okay, well, Frank used to be in charge. I'm in charge. We're going to do it my way. What's your way? My way is the same way Frank was doing it. No, that's not how to do it. You got to find something to change. That's the second step. Third step, tell a compelling story. Well, no, sorry. Forget about step 0. Step 1, find part of the status quo to change. Find something to change. Oh, by the way, this is the TED Talk for today. This is day 2, week 3. Find something to change. 2, tell a compelling story. 3, connect the true believers. And equally importantly, ignore the non-true believers. And this is an important one because we generally engage with the non-believers. We try to change their mind. Don't do it. Don't do it. What did Jesus say in the Bible, in the gospel? If you come to a place and they're not receptive, just dust off your sandals and go to the next town. Don't argue with people. Why? Not going to change their mind, number 1. Number 2, the people that are watching this happen could be more influenced by them than by you. So it's better to take an attitude, okay, that's what you believe? Okay, cool. I don't think so, but, you got to do what you think is best. And this is the direction we're going. And anybody who is with you, then step 4, you lead them. So find part of the status quo to change, tell a compelling story, connect the true believers and ignore the non-true believers, and then lead them. Saturday and Sunday, we're going to be watching some videos. The videos will be Jerry Maguire, 2 scenes from Jerry Maguire where he does a very bad job at telling a compelling story. That's the first one, the little fish scene when he's leaving, when he's quit, fired, stuff is packed, he's heading out the door. And then the second one is when he's talking to Rod, trying to get Rod to help him, help me, help you. The help me, help you scene. But for today, 4 steps. Find something to change, tell a compelling story, connect the true believers, ignore the non-true believers, and then lead them. And if you do that, if you're thinking, when you're thinking about those in terms of what are we going to do tomorrow, we break down and say, what are the easy ones, hard ones? Is it hard to find part of the status quo to change? Probably not. Probably not, unless it's a stage 4 tribe. Because if it's a stage 4 tribe, they've got it locked in. They already got it. Good. If it's a stage 2 or 3 tribe, a lot of things to change, especially if it's stage 2. Because remember, stage 2 is my life sucks. So if you're in a stage 2 tribe, there's a whole bunch of things that suck. You've got to pick one of them. So find part of the status quo to change, not really hard. Telling a compelling story. Maybe it's hard or not. Yeah, it's certainly harder than finding something change. Okay, step 3, connect the true believers, ignore the non-true believers. Is that hard? No, not really, because you'll find out the way you connect the true believers is you say, who's coming with me? You tell the compelling story, and then you basically say, who's coming with me? And the people who believe the compelling story, who the story was compelling to, they'll say, I am with you. And then step 4, leadership. And the first thing is, okay, come with me. That's not hard. So what leaves the hardest one, or what needs the most focus, is step 2, telling a compelling story. And that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. How do you tell a compelling story? Simon Sinek is going to tell us, how do you tell a compelling story? And it's pretty basic, but you got to stick to it, because we usually don't. We usually take the shortcut. We cut corners, and we don't focus on the one thing we need to do. There's one thing you need to do to tell a compelling story. And we usually might have 3 or 4 things. And then people get focused on the ones that are not important instead of the one that is. But we'll learn about that tomorrow. Okay, good. So we're 16 minutes in. Matt, do not call me. I'm getting on the Peloton. Got a big day. We will give you more information about tomorrow. And yeah, and I've got to Zelle you or give you $20, because I have your person has sent me $20. So I will get you $20. It'd be great if you have Cash App, but if you don't, I will Zelle it to you. Don't be zealous. No, you want to be zealous. Okay, cool. Okay, so with that, I think we're going to say and cut, but let me look at the worksheet. Big day in Vegas today. Tomorrow's the last day of my class. Still working on my paper, which I will publish and put on here Thursday morning after class. All righty then. Looks like we're good. Okay, everyone. Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. Remember, build better habits, building better habits. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Get to the point where if you don't watch the podcast, you don't feel good. Something's missing. All righty, and cut.